Hey everyone, welcome back to the Flat Thunder channel. My name's Andy, and this is my Pepsi Cola soda pop machine. It's a really cool older unit. It was originally built for the glass bottles. I believe it's a 1970s vintage, but I'm going to look up more information on that and hopefully post it later in the video. It is a lacrosse LACROSSE brand unit. And today, we're going to work on getting this all cleaned up, get it in its home position where it's going to stay, and we're going to try to turn it on to see if it actually still works. Stay tuned. I'll show you what we're going to get into. Have a Pepsi. Oh, hey, just get me a nice, cool, refreshing soda out of here. This thing is really cool, but also really dirty. It smells a little bit in there, and I think there's a soda pop can from the 1980s in there that froze and busted. But we'll see more when we get in there. So here's obviously where you insert the coins, coin return, an opener for your bottles, because they used to have metal caps in all your glass bottles, and a catch bin for them. Then here's the long door, because back in the day you could actually somewhat trust people not to vandalize or mess with the soda pop bottles or leave the door open. So you put your money in, open the door, it would release one bottle, you pull one, and then it would lock them back so you don't take 4 or 5 for one payment. There's that old soda pop can. She's looking a little funky. Let's get it out of there. Pieces of this latch are missing, so you don't have to pop this to unlock it. Normally you'd have to release this lock and unscrew it to open it. There she is inside. The door we just opened is the outer cover. Here's your plastic logo, Pepsi Cola logo. Has 2 fluorescent bulbs with starters here to light up the Pepsi Cola logo. And here, this is where the changer hangs. The changer's actually not plugged in. I have 2 units. Here's one of them. So this would hang on there like that and plug in there. And that's the return, but it catches all your coins. It's pretty cool. And then stores them. We'll take this off of here for now because we don't want to mess it up. So this is the inner door. And here's obviously where all of the soda pop, they were glass bottles, but all the glass soda pop bottles would be stored. They're stored on an incline, so as you pull one out, they would roll down and reload. Maybe this top shelf is just for extra storage, for extra soda pops that are not in the vend position. All these are, this one's out of, not hung right. All these would be vending positions. And as you pull one, it would release the latch so you can pull one bottle out, and then it would roll down and reload and lock them again. So as you can see, it's really dirty in there. We need to get all this cleaned out. And underneath where the compressor is, we got some of our friends down there built a little nest a long time ago, so that needs cleaned out. Stupid rats. So goal is to get this all cleaned up. So first we're going to work on the exterior, get the exterior all cleaned up so we can at least get it moved into position, because when it's in position where it's going to stay, I won't be able to access all the sides, but hopefully I can still access the interior components. So I'm going to work on the outside, start at the top, work our way down. You can see the top's really crusty. So first we're going to hit it with simple green and see how that goes. We may have to break out, I'm not for sure what's up here. We may have to break out some wax or maybe some alcohol or something a little bit more vigorous. Well, that's about as good as this is going to get. I was trying to get some of this black stuff off here. I probably could if I scraped at it more, but the top's not going to be perfect. It's damaged a little bit from stuff being placed on top of it over the years. But I'm not going to go any further with this. I want to restore some of the, I guess, nostalgia and keep it original. I don't want it to be a perfect unit. I just want it to be a little bit cleaned up from what it is. Just remove the dirt, basically. We got the exterior all roughly clean. Most of the gunk and grime came off of it. Still has a little bit of discoloration in some areas where some of the grease or oil or dirt or whatever is on it stained the paint. Mostly noticeable on the white colors on the sides and the back, left like little black spots or kind of stains, if you will. Outside's pretty much clean. We're going to maybe hit it with some wax to protect it and maybe clean it just a little bit more. But otherwise, the outside's done. Let's open up the door and move inside. Yo boy. We're gonna need some more simple green and the shop vac for down there. Oof. I just pulled all the racks out of there. They're actually pretty ingenious. The racks you can change, you'll see it when I put it back in, but the racks you can change the angle like this, left to right. And then this piece here is loose, so you can move it in or out. Has an angle to adjust how the bottle sits for different necks on your bottle. There's that old soda pop can that's stuck in there. Need to get that out of there. Vacuum all this stuff out of here. The fan motor's looking kind of grizzly. Let's try to clean all this stuff out of here best we can. I don't really want to hit it with a pressure washer, so we're probably just gonna do it all by hand. Here we got our 1980s, I'm guessing, pop can jammed in there that's busted. Any guesses on what year that is? Get a little bit of the design there. You got a guess? Go down in the comments section, tell me what you think it is. So we got, you know, old dry soda pop there. Looks like just dirt and maybe some oil from the fan motor there. Got a nice rat nest down here we gotta get out of there. Some random garbage worked its way in there. So we just gotta clean this whole area out. And I hate mice. Ugh. I was trying to clean this top shelf up here, and I didn't realize it until I started looking at it. If you pull this pin out, you can remove the whole shelf. Isn't that fancy? Right there. Just trying to put it back in so I don't misplace it. Get in your hole. There you go. That's engineering. This thing's universal, so it can be adjusted. These can be taken out to be cleaned. I like that. So we're just gonna go ahead and take all these out and soak them in a bucket of water so we can hit them with a real brush and get them nice and clean. I'm going to go over how these shelves sit in here, and also denote that I have to put this stuff back together the same day I take it apart, or I completely forget. Take this top piece out. That's just for extra storage. Can you see what I'm looking at? Each shelf has an angle support like the one I just installed. It's adjustable. It's an angle. It's adjustable in and out of the shelf to change the angle of your bottle. And the shelf itself is adjustable, so you can change the angle of the incline ramp. It's got two positions. And one thing I almost missed is you can adjust the whole shelf in and out. It has a little, this part has a tab. I'll take it out to show you. This tab here clips into different slits in this plate that it rests on, so it allows the whole shelf to come forward and backward to adjust for different bottle depths, and also to help accommodate the change in the neck size with your angle piece. So I showed you taking them out. You take this pin out, and then this support here that actually hangs it in the bottle opening. This piece comes out. But the thing I didn't show you is there's this extra little bracket. And this extra little bracket has two different heights on these bumps. A taller one and a shorter one. This clips on here, and it supports this side of this tray. This tray has a bent edge here that has 2 slots inside here. I don't know if you can see it. They're back here on the edge. I'll show you, but I'll have to unclip you. So you grab this guy, you select the slot on the back edge. There's 2. There's a higher one and a lower one for different size bottles. And then you have different angles here to select with these 3 pinholes. So if you look in through this hole, right there's the 2 slots that support it. There's a lower one and a higher one. So all these were set up in the lower one. Here's this piece, this bracket with the 2 different heights. It's trapped in there. Here's the slots, front and back. So slide your tray. Come on, baby. Into the slots that you want. You gotta back out, and then you take your rod and select the hole. Everyone will sit up on the middle. So now you take your shelf. It's got this ear on it. And you want to take that tab that I told you about that hangs down on this and position your shelf. See, that would be for like a shorter bottle. Position your shelf in the right position front to back. I'm pushing one of these in the back until we get a bottle that we can try to set it up with. Alright, I think it's about as clean as I'm going to get it for now until we get it in position to test it. I like this instructions. Don't read the following instructions unless you want customer satisfaction and trouble-free performance. I like that. Don't read this unless you want customer satisfaction and trouble-free performance. Got the mouse house out from down here. That all cleaned up. Probably could use a little bit more, but again, I'm gonna check it out, see if it actually works to decide how clean we're gonna get it. This might have to all come out. Get all that crap over there that's in the way out of there, so this can go over there. Okay, I used cleaner wax on this side, a coat of polish, and then a coat of carnauba wax, and it turned out really good. Colors are nice and bright. It's a lot cleaner finish. Really happy with that. Now I still have a couple of I don't even know if you can see them from the contrast, but there's still a couple of black lines here, or darker lines that didn't come off, but I did not want to use the rubbing compound. I used the rubbing compound on the back, and it took off almost all the black stuff. Way cleaner, way nicer, but also it left some lines here that are kind of brownish, and I think the base coat, if you look at this where the scratch is, I think the base coat is red. So I think the rubbing compound was actually taking a little too much off where those lines are. So I'll use rubbing compound on the back, switch to just a cleaner wax, and then a polish, and then a carnauba wax. That on this side, we're gonna do that all the way around, and I think that's gonna be the winning combination. We did it. She fits in there. I had to move it a little bit further away from the corner here. Not a big deal, but I need the room to open the door. You'll see her in a minute. Then the door will hit the window sill on that trim piece. And I still have decent access inside. Ooh. She's looking really good. I wasn't going to, but just because I was lazy, to be honest. Wasn't going to do the waxing part because I spent so much time cleaning the interior up. But it looks really nice, and I'm happy that we took the time, or I took the time to wax it all up. The whole unit has one coat of cleaner wax, a coat of polish, and a coat of carnauba wax. And it should keep this thing looking real good for a long time and protect the finish. We're gonna get a little bit of sunlight in here from this window on the side. So I wanted to make sure it was protected. And also just protect it from the general stuff in the shop. I got my short heavy duty extension cord. You wanna make sure you never plug in a refrigerator or an air conditioner or any heavy appliance without using a heavy duty extension cord. Usually they're really short and they're made of a heavier gauge wire. So now it's the moment of truth. I'm gonna take this guy, I'm gonna jam it in an outlet, and something's gonna happen in here. Hopefully there's no sparks, and we're gonna see if this thing works. Fingers crossed, no sparks. That's cool. Red, white, and blue Pepsi. Yeah. That is so cool. This mechanism here is the release mechanism to allow the bottles to come out. And this is obviously a solenoid here that pulls back. And it won't let the only let the bottles release if it's pulled back, not all the way, but right around there. Now you can release the bottles. But I feel like something's missing from here, because this can spin independently, and just knowing how solenoids work, they're not meant to stay on. So I could be wrong here. And if you know more than I do, please go down in the comment section and tell me what I'm missing. But normally solenoids don't stay latched. So for this to do a quick little spring back and forth, that makes sense to me. And this guy here is free to rotate aside from the slide. So I feel like it's supposed to latch down somewhere like that when it pulls back and hold that position. But I could be wrong. Oh man, just parched. Oh, 1970s Pepsi Cola machine. Yeah. Quarters. I got quarters. Let's see here. Whoops. Oh yeah.
That's the one.
Cools the thirst. Wait a minute. This is a blue moon hiding out in a Pepsi Cola soda machine. That's what I'm talking about. This machine, it will definitely beer. That's what I like about those old soda pop machines. I get older, they stay the same age. In all seriousness, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Pepsi Cola soda machine from the middle of the garage, where it should have never been in the first place, over to where it's going to live permanently. I need to wire in a new outlet for it, but that's going to come in the future. Right now we are in the testing phase and trying to flush out any problems or issues with this unit. I have two changers, and both of them are working a little bit awkwardly. This one, it was the dirtier / older one, and it actually will energize the solenoid to release the bottles. The nicer, newer looking unit does nothing. So need to take those apart, try to get some information on the changer units, and potentially fix those. And I also need to get some information on the bottle release mechanism. With this older changer, it is actually pulling the solenoid back, as you saw in the video, to release the bottles, but it's not holding it back, and or there's a mechanism or something broken in the mechanism that is not latching it in the held back position until the bottle's pulled. So need to repair that. The cooling system, when we first energized it and plugged it in, was working great. I was getting about 30 degrees inside when it was about 50 to 60 degrees in the garage here. But that was a short-lived time frame. It only did that for a couple hours. I believe all the coolant leaked out, so we're gonna have to have a refrigeration specialist look at our compressor and our evaporator and all our connections down there. It's a little bit above my pay grade. Plus, I can't recharge it if I did know what was wrong with it. So they're probably gonna inject some dye, charge it up, and see if they can determine where the leak's at. But I'm not overly offended. This thing's probably from the 1970s. It worked for a few moments, just has a couple bugs to tweak out. We get those bugs fixed out, and next year on Grandpa's anniversary for his birthday, we'll be pulling Rolling Rock beers out of this thing. So to your question, will it beer? Yes, it will beer. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the section below. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks again, everybody.